in 2016, I wanted to go to Iceland. My dad had been there in the 70s and said it was beautiful. And then I found a cheap package trip. It was just starting to get hip at that point. And I texted my friend. I was like, do you want to go to Iceland? He's like, yes, I'll send you a check tomorrow. So booked a trip. And my thing, like, he wanted to see, I don't know, volcanoes, and he likes museums. I like hot springs. So I was like, I want to be in a hot spring every day. That's my goal for this trip to Iceland. And so we did that. Most of the, I think every day but one, we found ourselves in a hot spring. So the first day we get there, and we're in Reykjavik, and we go to the big public pool in Reykjavik, which has the only Olympic-sized swimming pool in the country, home of the Icelandic swim team, and then it has like a little public hot springs area, because all the pools there have like warm, different temperature baths and things like that. So I was like ready. This is kind of a big public spot with lots of, you can tell they have international visitors because they have all these rules in different languages and things like that. So first I get there, and everybody's outside of the men's and women's changing rooms are these just like cubby holes full of shoes. So I was like, okay, rule one, I guess we leave our shoes out here. So I took my shoes off, put it in the cubby hole. Then I go into this locker room, and on the wall in the locker room is all these rules in like 6 different languages, including an outline of a body with circles of all the places you're supposed to wash before you go into the hot springs, because these aren't like chlorinated hot springs. So they got a circle on your head, a circle on your armpits, a circle here. And I was like, I don't know, like, I'm an American. Do they care? Like, are they really gonna, because I think like Americans, they like to hide in changing rooms, like at the gyms, they like to get in the little bathroom stall and change clothes, or the gym's got the showers with you where you can change, and it's okay. So I'm like, I don't know. So I come around the corner, and there's like 2 women completely naked. And I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this. This is like, they're not messing around. So I took a while to figure out the logistics, like how to be as less naked as possible for the shortest amount of time. But then once I went through the rules, I was like, no, this is head first. You're going all in. Because you get your locker, you get completely naked, you put everything in the locker, you just walk buck naked down the entire locker room into a shower area. So I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Of course, the only 2 people I see are these like women in their late teens who are just like the blossom of youth. You know, they're so beautiful. And so, but I walk into the shower, and then I'm like, maybe I can just run straight. Like, I can just get a towel and come right back and get my swimsuit, because you have to come back and then put your swimsuit on. But no, there is a fully clothed woman in the showers whose whole job is to make sure you're washing all of those circled places on the chart. So I go in, and they got soap on the wall, and and she's just like standing there, like, I'm like, okay, here we go. But then I look over, and right next to me is like an 80-something-year-old woman. And I was like, I don't feel as bad now. You know, we're all just women here. Time comes for us all. You know, that 20-year-old, you look great now, but you're gonna be here in 60 years, and you're gonna look like her, and it's fine. And so I came out, I got my swimsuit on, I was all showered up, and I met my friend Jeff, who is gay, and I was like, how was the shower situation for you? And he was like, it was great. He loved it. And I was like, well, we all get our joys from Iceland in our own ways. So I felt like that was the best introduction to the system, since they had rules everywhere and a woman sternly making sure you were following them. And then by the time we were in some little towns at their public pools and stuff, like, I knew the drill. I was like, shoes off, clothes off, naked, just walking around like it was fine. And then we did it backwards, because a lot of people go to the airport and then they go to the Blue Lagoon, which is like the fancy tourist hot springs, on the first day. But we went on our last day, so on our way to the airport. So on the last day, I get to the Blue Lagoon, and I'm like, clothes off, things off, and I'm walking naked down this hallway, and there's nobody naked here. Like, they got the little stalls for the tourists to change in, but I've already left all my clothes and stuff in the locker. I didn't bring my swimsuit because I have to go to the thing and then come back and put the swimsuit on. No. So it's like me and a bunch of like Japanese tourists, and I'm just like, hey. And you can rent robes there, so people had like robes and slippers, and we're so cozy. But I was a local by then, so it's a price I was willing to pay to sit in hot springs. And like I said, I think by the end of that, it just made me feel like I don't know why everyone's embarrassed. Like, there's a lot of bodies out there, and I had seen a lot of different types of bodies in my 5 days. And I was very comfortable with it, and it really made me like accept that about myself and accept that about everybody else. And it makes it really easy to stand up here and imagine you all naked, because I have seen a lot of bodies now. Thanks.